everyone, Molly, the Purple Door Psychic, coming to you with our next card in our Tarot Tuesday, and it is Temperance. Now, I don't know about you, but for some reason, whenever I see this card, I think of prohibition. I think of excess and moderation that we've no prohibition for, which is understandable considering prohibition happened turn of the century. The spiritualist movement was a couple decades before that, so it kind of, to me, it kind of goes a little bit hand in hand. But when we see Temperance in all of her beautiful glory, this way, she represents balance. She represents moderation, tranquility, calmness, serenity, anything that you would, because she will always be portrayed as an angel. So anything that you kind of think that is angelic, kind of, just very, very serene, very, very moderate, very, very balanced. Now, of course, as we know, when she's like this, a lot of imbalance, a lot of imperfection, a lot of excess of things, complete opposite of what she represents with being upright. A lot of recklessness, kind of some hasty behavior. So when you see her like this in your drawings and in your spreads, you're like, oh, okay. So depending on where she is, I keep going back to the past, present, future, the 3-card spread, because it's one of the easiest ones to go to. When we see her like this in the present or the future, sorry, my coffee's kicking in the present or the future, then we see that she is, she represents balance and harmony. And okay, so we are on the right track. But if we see her like this in the past, present, or future, then we know, okay, we need to get our stuff together because it's not as good as it should be. Most of the times when I see her like this in the reverse is usually in the past or in the present, because that's what the people are focusing on when they're doing the 3-card past, present, future spread, because they're focusing on, okay, so what's going on in my past that is affecting my present, that's going to eventually affect my future. And so when she's like this, it's usually a sign that, oh yeah, you need to get everything together because things are not like they should be. But then when we start seeing her like this in the present or the future spread, then we know, oh, okay, things are going a little bit better in the life. There's finding more balance, more harmony, more cohesiveness, more moderation with the different things that are going on. And it's usually a card that you're going to see when people ask questions about kind of like how their life is going in general. Sometimes with love, but more or less with like business or just as I said, their life in general. And as always, this is not necessarily something to, if you see this reading, or actually, if you see this reading, this is not necessarily something to quit your job over, to divorce your spouse, to clean out your bank account. It's nothing like that. These quick and easy 3-card readings are meant to be absolutely entertainment. They're meant to be fun. They're meant to be something that, not necessarily like a party game or a parlor trick or anything like that, but they're meant to be something that friends can kind of do together and have fun with. Now, if you want a more in-depth reading, I would suggest doing something along the lines of more of a spread with the cards, kind of like maybe a Celtic cross or something along those lines, where you would use more cards rather than the past, present, or future, or just the typical 3-card spread. But this is a great card to see, like I said, when it comes up, when you're dealing with personality kind of things, when you're dealing with an all-over life thing, and when you're dealing with business things, but not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily, from what I've seen in my experience, come up too much when it comes to relationships, unless sometimes it's like this, if the person's inquiring about their loved one and surprise, surprise, that loved one turns out to have substance abuse disorder, which I have seen myself in quite a few of the spreads that I've drawn when she comes up like this and somebody's inquiring about their loved ones. Also, on that note, if you are not certified to give out life advice, I would highly suggest to not do it. Just try to err on the side of caution with some people, unless you have that gut feeling that you're like, oh wait, something's off. I need to at least inform this person. Because unless you're a mental health provider or anything, let's not diagnose anybody with anything. And let's put away the DSM-5, because we really shouldn't be having the DSM-5 and tarot cards out at the same time. It's a bit of a conflict. And I keep on telling my husband, no, it's a big conflict. He is a social worker, so that's why I'm saying this. But if you are certified and you do feel that you can go ahead and make that assessment and make that judgment, then that's fine as well. But as always, make sure that this is in lightheartedness. This is in a lot of fun. This is something that, you can go ahead and just not be too doom and gloom about. However, if you do want a little bit more in-depth training, if you want to learn a little bit more about tarot cards and different spreads and everything, aside from the lovely little 3-card spread that I keep on talking about, the this is my case for the tarot cards, which I always put back in after I do anything. Go ahead and reach out to me. My email, purpledoorpsychic@gmail.com. If you have any questions or anything, or if there's anything that you need help with, just go ahead and contact me at any time. And just as I keep on saying, try to keep it as lighthearted, as fun as possible. I mean, these are divination tools, so they do need to be treated with respect. But at the same time, I mean, it can be fun. It can be lighthearted, but we also want to make sure that we are doing it the proper way and doing it with respect. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week.